Don Callis family sat down for an interview, and the champion didn't hold back on the bragging rights that came with the win. Site index equals 1-1. Knight bragged about breaking Kyle Fletcher's record for title defenses as TNT champion, which prompted Fletcher to announce that everyone would be barred from ringside for his own upcoming match/site that retained title paired with the ambush on Omega just hours later, gave Knight a rare kind of momentum walking into a world title challenge. A champion in his own right, undefeated on the night, and now standing over the man he's chasing gold from this weekend. Hashtag the rest of the card. While the main event fallout dominated the headlines, Dynamite's undercard carried plenty of weight of its own in setting up Redemption. The AEW Women's World Tag Team Championships were on the line in a no-disqualification bout, pitting Divine Dominion's Megan Bayne and Lena Cross against Sisters of Sin's Julia Hart and Sky Blue. The champions came out on top in a hard-hitting encounter. Site index equals 8-1. Divine Dominion defeated Sisters of Sin via their From Heaven to Hell finishing combination in just under 13 minutes, /site continuing their reign as a dominant force in the women's tag division. Elsewhere on the show, Kyle Fletcher and Kazuchika Okada found themselves on the wrong end of a hard-fought tag bout against the team of Brody King and Bandito. Site index equals 6-1. Brody King and Bandito had the initial advantage, with both men taking out Fletcher early and King pounding away on him once Fletcher got back up. Okada and King battled in the middle of the ring, trading multiple pinning attempts on each other before Bandito and Fletcher were tagged back in. /site, the match built to a chaotic finish. Site index equals 6-1. Fletcher beat the count after a cannonball and frog splash combination from King and Bandito, then hit a super kick of his own before Okada went for the Rainmaker, only to strike his own teammate Fletcher by mistake. Bandito capitalized on the miscommunication to pick up the win, leaving Okada begging for mercy and an enraged Fletcher blasting him with a Rainmaker of his own after the bell /site. The broadcast also featured Jay White taking on Clark Connors in a straightforward singles bout, adding to an already stacked night of action across the promotion's biggest stars. Hashtag what it all means for Redemption. By the time Dynamite signed off, the picture heading into Sunday's Redemption pay-per-view in Montreal had never been clearer or messier. Kenny Omega, the reigning AEW World Champion, enters his title defense against Kevin Knight, not only nursing a fresh injury from a title belt to the skull, but also carrying the baggage of a partnership with Will Ospreay and Jon Moxley that nearly imploded in real time on national television. The animosity between Omega and Ospreay, teased all night with zero-tension jokes and a mid-match hesitation, adds real stakes to their looming showdown for the world title at Wembley Stadium during All In, a match that increasingly looms over Redemption itself. Kevin Knight, meanwhile, walks into Redemption as a man riding an enormous wave of momentum, a successful TNT title defense against a red-hot Darby Allin, a record-breaking title reign to brag about, and now a signature moment where he laid out the AEW World Champion with his own championship belt just days before challenging for the bigger prize. Few would have picked Knight to walk out of Montreal with the AEW World Championship a month ago, but after Wednesday's night in Nashville, the Jet has given fans every reason to at least consider the possibility. Add in a struggling alliance between Omega, Ospreay, and Moxley, one already shadowed by a Young Bucks versus Moxley/Ospreay showdown scheduled for All In, and Redemption suddenly carries more unresolved tension than almost any go-home show has generated in recent memory. Whether Omega can shake off Wednesday's beatdown and retain his title against Knight, or whether the Jet completes the upset of the year, AEW has set up a genuinely unpredictable main event for this weekend's show. Either way, the fallout from this episode of Dynamite will be felt well beyond Redemption and into the road toward All In at Wembley Stadium.